I would say 19 comb. Monokuma. Monosuke. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Frankie. And I like Monodam. Mono Kid.
Extreme!
Let's get into it. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Monokuma. Monokuma's great. She hated men. Who's the 20th? Wow, that's a full screen of green. Well, then one of them did it. Fake bald, he's good. He's a great character. One of the best. One of the all-time greats. Alright, let's hop right in. Let's make it snappy. We're here for revenge. Let's buy some stuff. I forget what tension is. Tension's good. Just a peek. Let's go stuff. Oh, that's good. Oh, I have no fragments. Gross. Oh, Tenko's dead, Comb. Why'd it have to happen?
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments
I like how
for who the
Ryoma's is
culprit
down
is,
to the ground.
and vote for who done
Nice
it.
touch.
Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides.
Do you think they
the
ever
blackened,
re-recorded this
and
line?
that person will
I think this is the
graduate
same.
from this academy.
I think it's the same
Also,
recording since the first
refusing
one.
to vote will result in your death. So you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time.
Kaito did it.
Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Himiko's pissed.
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be two killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Hmm? What do you mean?
The transfer student.
Be quiet, you suck.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the
I
grave.
hope you did it.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
No, I'm not.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased.
Get out of here.
They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No!
Michael Allen.
So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes. Rantaro was resurrected. The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami!
No.
Please, stop it!
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So, ritual did work?
No, no one did the ritual.
Resurrected, I wonder.
We gotta hear it in fast motion.
Did
Get
work?
out of the way. Get out of the way.
That's wrong! I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual. If Angie's ritual had succeeded,
Nope.
the book would
You
have
just
been
missed
gone.
like a funny
So
testimony,
she must
I
have been
guess.
killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand. Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
For real?
What are you talking about?
Monokuma never
There's
lies.
no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so, so he can't be wrong.
Tenko.
Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Is all that remains
Monodum is
of a once
still alive,
powerful
though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Well, he's dead.
Oh,
It's over for him.
resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible.
What does this mean?
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our
Monokuma
transfer
never
student
lies.
isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it?
Get him.
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
That's the vibe I was getting.
Why?
Don't play
I don't know about
dumb with
anymore,
me,
though.
Creep show. I already know what
I don't know who
happened.
did it. This is a weird one. I say that about every case. I have no clue who does any of it.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie,
Is that her logic?
and it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken out the towers.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. Went to the classroom,
I like a
broke
little
in,
animation.
and murdered the fuck out of Angie. Booyah! I'm a fucking genius! The culprit used used a katana to kill Angie,
Well,
and it was found in Kyo's research lab,
it was.
which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. Went to the classroom, broke in.
What's Samugi's account?
And murdered the fuck out of Angie! Booyah! I'm a fucking genius!
Why are both doors here?
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty...
This was a real katana, not a replica.
Katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
I don't get it. Oh.
Damn it!
Oh,
The
what if
culprit
this is the
used a
lie?
katana to kill Angie.
Oh, no.
And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But
Anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
Oh.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found...
It's just this.
found in Kyo's research lab.
Yeah, I was just thinking like,
Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
I don't know why we would lie
But
about it,
anyone
but
could have taken that katana, you see.
yeah, I guess you're right.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon.
Make people think that it
You
wasn't
were
the real
only one
thing.
who cared about that thing, Kyo.
Pin the
I
blame
did
on
not
it.
care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. Went to the classroom, broke in.
What? Oh, okay. I'm dead.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious. But anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in.
I don't like that. I don't like that one.
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And
So you
Kyo
did
is
it.
not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
This happens a lot with you.
Oh, how clever!
You can just ignore
How
her,
clever!
Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Kibo did it.
It
Samugi
can't be
did it.
Himiko. She was besties with Angie.
That doesn't rule her out.
I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
I love Kokichi.
Yeah, of course!
Can we
love
trust their
Gonta.
friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That
I need
brings
to
our
take
list
another
of
look.
suspects down to
Where is
3.
she? She's right there.
Gonta, Tsumugi,
What does it say?
and Kibo.
Oh, she is. Oh.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack.
Wow.
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
Oh, so now the toaster's gonna preach.
The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Samugi? Well,
Don't just rule Himiko out.
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Gonta would never.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
What's the song called, Con? The
I'm
song's
not
so
the
good.
culprit either. Jeez.
I'm not the culprit.
Not the culprit.
Oh, it better be you soon, Samugi. I'll be so mad if Samugi's a survivor.
Surely there must be suspect who
Will not betray student council.
And do you have an alibi for last night?
not just anyone could open that door. Only student council members had access. I didn't know robots told such boring lies.
Is that a robophobic remark? We must consider other possibilities.
Sure, there must be something that not betray student council.
Get out.
Is it really impossible? Not just
Council members had access.
I missed.
I didn't know robots
Are you
told such boring
serious?
lies.
No, don't shoot it. Are you kidding? Where's Ryoma's ability?
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi?
That's powerful.
Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter.
That
Angie's
invalidates white noise
Right.
completely.
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
He wouldn't just do that. Make himself a suspect. Maybe he's just chaotic enough to do it, though. Show us exactly how he did it right in front of us.
Oh,
That would be
happened?
sick.
I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Okay, there we go. He could be serious. That's the thing.
What did you just say?
He could be telling the truth.
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie.
Wham!
The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins.
And it helped.
I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely
No.
not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
Is that how that works?
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
What different method? Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were two doors to the classroom. and the one locked last was. That's it!
Because of the gold?
The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool.
Now get out of here. This minigame is not cool.
I see it!
The sickle.
The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
What? But then how did it get...
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school
What
was it?
moved it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
How did it get in the...
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock. But wait, how did they move it with the katana?
Magic! Oh my god.
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into
Indeed.
the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
To swing it? Oh, yes. Now a good minigame. Yakuza card. I'm pumped for Yakuza 7. Even though I'm not gonna play it yet. Well, it is like a new guy, right? We'll turn the handle. Thinking time. Get in. Yo, where's my Uber driver taking me? No, I got too full of myself. Sis 16 hubris. Nothing yet. I don't think you missed anything. I've just been doing this minigame. What was doing. This somehow? I don't know what's happening. I don't know where this is going. Did they swing the effigy? Is that why it was hanging? I mean, there was nothing to imply that it was like attached to anything. I feel like we would come across that. It was just hanging. What did we hit? Who did we hit? How was the effigy? I don't know. Did it swing by the rope? That's all I can think of. There we go. Making it fall. Oh. 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 Whoop. We just killed someone.
Is this really the end?
We just...
We can't let it end here.
Are you kidding? We gotta fly. We gotta fly. We gotta fly. I think I was just really low on health. I like this minigame. I like the aesthetic, I'll at least give it that. It is a little too much. It goes on too long. I thought I would be fine. I thought I'd be invincible once I got all the letters. Thinking time. Put on your face. Ugh. Oh, we did it. Okay, so what was it? Making it fall? Spinning it? Please don't be spinning. Are you serious? How? How did they spin it? What?
It connects.
What?
That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy
How?
was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Spun.
Effigy spun?
Yeah. Oh,
That's right. If you
please.
spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
This is absurd.
Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
Oh, come on.
So the culprit used the katana's
What is
countersink
this,
to push the
turnabout
lock
big
into
top?
place?
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom
I
locked.
guess they have unlimited chances. They can just keep trying.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with a katana.
Who would think of such a thing?
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. But could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, we could keep trying until it
Yeah.
worked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime. Are you saying it's the student council's fault? I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we figured it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
What a confession.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
Get him.
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to
Oh.
be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
No, don't.
Alright, so who's the asshole
Don't do
who
that.
set up this locked room mystery?
You. I can't hold it up anymore.
Stop this.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Enough.
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
What should we talk about now?
Where did I go wrong in
We
there?
must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab.
How did I
Only
end
one
up
of the
here?
student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Sumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
Correct.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
Nobody cares, Kibo.
It's fine. It's just a waste of time.
A suspect? Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed.
The suspect rangers.
Suspect
The
Rangers?
sus rangers.
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers, what should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
They're all so dumb.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die?
No.
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first blackened responsible for the first victim. Gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Would you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless! Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give 2 shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. And now it's too late. I can't complain her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Bro.
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth.
I love him.
I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse.
Get him.
I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up. All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival.
This guy's the best.
That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up.
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
This guy is the best.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Yeah, I think it was the same.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
Or...
So, what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
I don't know what I was gonna say, actually.
Pancrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious. Pancrotch!
Actually reacting. Ooh, what?
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
Oh, very wholesome Himiko
So
moment.
those four are the culprits!
And very, very
Oh,
bro moment
Himiko's
from
still
Kaito.
culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really... Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes. If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside the scene.
I was wrong!
My bad. This corner over here.
There! You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor.
Slide
where
right
something
in.
moved through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Excuse me.
The
Kibo.
culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Oops.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh?
Now
Well,
hold
it
on
can't
a
be
second.
that.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
Oh no!
Alright, relax.
The culprit
Let's see
sneaked
it. My
Use that function
ninja
to get
info
under the
cards.
floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said, hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor.
We would see it.
Our villain had a light.
That's wrong!
We would see it. Come on. It was dark.
I don't think the culprit could have used a light from under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with
Oh,
this case.
we're doing night vision goggles again?
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from underfloor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trial?
Huh? Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for them.
Hey, stop.
That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
That's good.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
That's funny.
The corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint.
That was a callback, Sis.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however.
It was an incredibly similar case,
Instead of
honestly.
butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point. Yes, she was unmistakably
last
alive when the
words.
seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back,
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
And she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Huh?
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your lipstick brains!
Is she onto something? How? Markers, so...
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Like that.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tango real fast.
Real
So
fast.
fast, no one saw.
Maki.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Stop
Then
this.
obviously Himiko is the culprit.
No, that would make her the lead. Stop this.
When Tenko got killed,
I don't know. What is it?
it wasn't during the
Dog snap.
seance.
Sickle?
It could not have been done at any other time.
Marker stone.
She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
It might be the sheet.
Like that.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tango real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Sickle?
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
I think it's the sheet. It was covering everything. So she could have gone.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no down.
What am I refuting though?
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance. It could not have been
Done at any other
No?
Oh no!
When
She didn't
Tenko got
leave the
killed.
cage, but how would her blood get up there? What is it?
It wasn't during the seance.
It could have been done.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Like that.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tango real fast.
I'm using the wrong.
So who lifted the cage?
Then obviously Himiko's the culprit.
I don't know honestly. I gotta try some stuff.
When
Blindly.
Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
I feel like
She
it's
was
that.
dead when the cage was lifted.
She was under the cage,
What about moment Cage was lifted?
but her blood was on top. Maybe it's that?
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tango real fast. So fast, no one saw. So who lifted the cage?
White sheet on moment.
When Tenko got
Because there's
killed,
blood on it.
it wasn't during the seance. It could not have been done at any other time.
I'll try it, yeah.
She was under the cage the whole time. She was dead when the cage was lifted. What about moment Cage was lifted?
Oh, Sizz. Big brain Sizz. Or maybe I'm just small brain zebra. That's possible.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white
No,
clock had
we both have
Tango's
big
blood on
brains.
it.
We both have big brains.
That clock was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tanko were stabbed in, there wouldn't be blood on the clock.
Is it cursed?
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so...
Oh, because
so
of her.
right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the
I thought you
seance.
meant
I got your remodel right here!
what? That scared me.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Let's hear it. I'm dying to know.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted.
How?
That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage! They stepped the thin blade through the gaps of the cage.
Is this real?
And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
Who?
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you fit the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from
I know
the
what it
cage's
is.
gap.
It's okay.
In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is, and that's none other than Kyo.
You can't reach.
The blade's all you need.
Because it's only 6 inches, but the cage is like 3 feet.
If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage,
So you can't do that.
it'd be long
You have to be
enough
inside.
To reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
I'll cut through your words.
Well, it helped. This helped us figure more out. It definitely took place
Wait just a
in the
minute.
cage.
Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage.
But like, we knew that. Must be real.
She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
We still know
I
nothing.
messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
Go sit in the corner and think about what you've
No
done.
worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's go, Gonta.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
I don't know. I don't know if Tenko did move.
She couldn't have been
Maybe someone
killed
grabbed
during the
her.
seance since she
Grabbed
was in
by
the
the
cage,
ghoulies.
right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
Kaito, relax. Stay calm.
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not
Stay calm.
possible.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't let him get to you.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit.
Stop.
Why?
Stop it, Chopper.
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done that.
wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed.
I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been
Me
inside
too.
the cage.
Through the
Nonsense.
floorboards.
There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
What?
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
No.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
That was good delivery.
That explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
Why? Why would she?
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of
Did
the
she
sickle?
kill Angie?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory
You
I
did
had
this,
earlier.
Himiko.
You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right? Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore. So she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
I disagree. Tenko would never.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last word.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
Call him out.
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Tenko
Well,
was like,
duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking.
I forget what I was gonna say.
That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe
I
in
got
yourself.
caught up in the bro.
If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. That's what I want to believe!
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
Neither can I.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
Yeah, but it's never that easy.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so. All right, I'll give you a reason.
Yes.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
That's it. That's it. That's your big moment.
seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Oh, we got a scrum, alright. Yo, we gonna scrum on the jouch.
So she hid her true intentions.
Is it this? Good position?
That kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
And then stab yourself with it!
I don't think so.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was
What's
to
with
take
the
it.
file?
Us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
And then stab yourself with it!
Finally, with the last of her strength,
Is it
she
this?
threw the sickle underneath the floor.
I don't
All
think
the
so.
pieces fit.
It said the floorboard wasn't loose before.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Strength. She threw the sickle underneath the floor.
This is the lie. This is definitely the lie. We're taking an alternate path. Strap in your seatbelts. No!
Oh no!
So far,
You saw my
suicide
lobby.
seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly
Alright,
brought
I gotta
the
go for a
sickle.
minute. Dwell on it. hope you figured out who did it.
And then stab yourself with it!
Finally, with the last of her strength,
I think it's this.
she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Could she have done it? This is weird. What is the opposite of Tenko's last moments? Tenko's first
So far,
moments?
suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan is to take us down with her. So
Hold up,
she
gang.
had true
I didn't mean to fire it
intentions.
off though.
Tinko's not that kind of person!
Here we go. Here we go.
Finally, with the
I'll reveal the truth.
Yeah.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor
Yeah? Why?
because she died instantly.
Chaos mode.
instantly.
Oh, we asked her to trust us. She's the only one that knows.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes
Does she
in
trust us?
murder.
Trust? Homie?
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail.
Friends.
Tinko died instantly.
Oh, yes. This is so sick.
As an
Comb?
assassin, I
I
specialize
agree,
in
this is the
killing attacks.
coolest mechanic.
There's no doubt that Tinko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
How could you forget that, Maki Roll? You'd better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
What was like the real answer?
Tinko would commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Well, there was the thumb.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that
Sound.
the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, yet it failed. Utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song,
Oh.
I heard something fall.
We don't go for the
Hey,
beat.
Grease!
That was easy. That was a waste.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong?
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboard.
What's the other thing that happened in the card? Her death? What is the other thing? What's the other thing?
Is this... We can't... Himiko.
The other thing. What caused it? The floorboard, right?
This is it!
That was worded weird, leading up to
I
it.
think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
But the floorboard had made such a loud sound, though.
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
All right, then. Let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
What made the sound?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hid under floor, then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
They hit their head.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the
There's
ball.
nothing here about
You hardly
cooking.
have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
Oh, let's agree with it.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been... considerable force.
Participated in the seance and tore off the floorboard. Statue fell over.
My God, they stood
Someone
up
must
with
have stomped
such
through the
might.
floorboard.
A floorboard that
What?
comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. Ball. Don't be stupid. Don't you know? Me and Balls are the best of friends.
No, I didn't miss. It hit.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance.
Huh?
Damn it!
Is it stood up?
Someone who participated.
Might.
Oh, I wanted it to be stood up.
Damn it!
So
Wait.
what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore up.
Did they knock it over and then mess everything up so no one would notice? That would be odd.
The floorboard. That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
That would be...
Damn it! So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Who said how
Must have stopped
surreal?
through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue is still on top of the cage.
They stood up with such might!
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
They're all blue, so they're all agreed. If I think about everyone's testimony and combine it with the facts,
So what made the floorboard
what is
come
it?
loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Oh, this is dumb. Okay. I think I know what it wants me to do. I think it's probably tore through. I think it wants me to use sound. Oh well, we're dead. I think it wants me to use sound. It wants me to say, like, sound. This is what it was. This is what I agree with on what the sound is.
Is this... We can't let it in.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
No. Was it stood up?
That makes such a loud crashing sound.
Fell over.
But
With such might!
Oh.
was wrong!
What is it?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable.
What kind of lies do I have?
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide
What
under
do I hear,
floor,
dude?
then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Oh no!
I wonder what it is. This is a tough one.
Is this? We can't let it end here.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been
Is it
considerable
the sickle?
force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
This is weird.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that
I got
statue
owned.
was still on top of the cage.
Was it not? Could it have been the statue? Is it another lie?
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm
That's
the only
not
one
it.
here who's staying on the ball.
I didn't
You
try.
hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid.
No, there was no knife.
Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
It was.
I was wrong!
I'm stumped.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone
Comb,
who
can I phone a
participated in
friend?
the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor, then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are friends?
Oh no!
I made a mistake.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit then stood up with such might.
Damn it! So what made the floorboard come loose?
Participated in the seance. Person tore
That wouldn't make such a
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
statue.
Hide under floor, then stood up with
But we already...
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Are you there,
Comb?
Comb?
That comes loose when you step on it is dangerous.
Paging Mr.
God,
Comb.
it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
You were
Don't be
teching it?
stupid.
Comb, I've given up on this one.
Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
I'm stumped. We're dummies.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Sickle.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
Yeah, I got
You hardly
you.
have any experience.
You have a
with
minute,
balls to
Comb,
say that
before I
to you.
run out of time.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
The statue would. The sickle wouldn't. The magic circle has nothing to do with it. I thought it was crosspiece. Something to do with that. I tried that on everything, didn't I?
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Someone had purposely cut it. It's this, but I tried it. What is it?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue
Then
was
the
still
piano.
on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there
Then
was
the
no one
piano
under the
then
floor.
stood up.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
I guess the timer doesn't matter when I can just do this. What is this? I'm gonna be upset. We're not on then the piano levels yet, but pretty darn close. Agree with crosspiece. Right, on what? With Kokichi. Did we not do that?
You hardly have any.
Did we not? That was like the first thing I did. I'm watching the VOD. I'm watching the VOD.
We can't let it end here.
Oh my god. You think so? Does it make the same animation? That's absurd. This wouldn't have happened if we just befriended Ryoma. I can't believe this. Owned.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Go to make sure. First time we go to empty room.
Big owned.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut,
Yeah,
concluded
Tenko
that
couldn't
it
have
must
killed
been
herself.
done
Come on.
deliberately.
She didn't do this.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why did they do that?
Dang, we're
What
not
did the
really
culprit
close,
stand
are
to
we?
gain by cutting the cross piece?
We don't know anything. Knock her out. With the rock. Kyo did it. What does this want from me? I'm just guessing. What F? S E W? I thought that was an L. S? Seesaw. Where's the A? Oh, ropeway. Seesaw what? Seesaw C? Uh-oh. T. Second and third letters are the same.
is this? We can't let it.
Alright, we'll get that super quickie. Oh wait, did we get what it started with yet? Seesaw. Oh god, what's the first letter? E. Seesaw. Effect. Was that an F? My peripheral. Why are all these Hangman Gambits like really awkward?
Might have been used as a seesaw.
Who says seesaw effect?
The crosspiece at
Rope
one
way.
end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you
Just
were to
seesaw
apply
would have been
force to the
fine.
end of the floorboard with no crosspiece.
So that means someone in the room did it. Kyo.
The next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever.
How did the sickle get in there?
A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body.
Kyo did it.
lifted up.
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, alright. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
It couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko.
How'd they
with
get
a
it out?
sickle.
How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw
How'd they get it
trick,
underground?
the placement of the sickle is the most important factor. That's it!
How did it get set up
The
like
sickle
that?
was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble, but the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouch position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate
It
for
had
the
to be
blade's length.
Kyo.
Bringing the victim to the sickle.
Either
rather
that or
than
he's an
bringing the sickle to the
accomplice.
victim.
Or someone read the ritual. No, it had to be him.
That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
Who else could have done this?
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
And the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide. Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is
It's
what
creative,
really makes
yeah.
the killing game
I'll
fun,
say
you
that.
know?
It's like
They
Mousetrap.
can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
He's right about that.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room.
But she didn't know. Well,
That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
well.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You did it.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit,
Whoa.
Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time.
Kyo's getting aggressive.
Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko?
But then why would she have killed Tenko?
Killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?